Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm so happy to welcome you to our Tradehouse Australia digital currency overview. I've got the absolute honour today of opening this call for one of our incredible educators, Zach Hogan, and he's actually been trading and investing in the digital currency space, or what we call DCX, for nearly 8 years now. So super excited to introduce you to him in a couple of minutes. But first up, I just want to briefly explain who Tradehouse Australia is, why we think DCX is so important, and also what Tradehouse Australia can offer you to learn and earn in this really new and exciting industry. So obviously I don't know what's brought each of you to this call today, but I do know at the moment there's a lot of people searching for a solution to whatever it is they're feeling that's lacking in their life right now. So for you, that might be maybe you want to improve your finances, or you want some more freedom or some time, and you might have worked out that maybe your traditional 9 to 5 job just isn't going to cut it for you. Or maybe you're in a position to actually invest some money and you're trying to look at ways to grow that hard-earned cash quicker than you might be able to using, traditional saving or investment options that your bank might be offering. So to get us started, a little bit about Tradehouse Australia. So we're a community. We're a community of like-minded people, and we've all come together with this single goal, and that's to achieve personal financial literacy. We're here to really question old ways of thinking about wealth and about finance, and really just to push each other to become better people overall as a part of that. So we're really not looking for a quick fix here, but instead we're developing a new and improved mindset and a long-term approach to our wealth. So all of those things that we're generally not taught in mainstream education. You've been invited along to watch this by someone already in Tradehouse Australia because they can see that potentially new to join our community. And also because they believe that from you learning to trade through our systems, it could have a massive impact on your life in terms of providing maybe an extra stream of income, maybe giving you some time freedom, or even location freedom. So you can literally work from anywhere in the world, just on your phone or your laptop. I'm guessing you're probably also here because you're interested. You want to know what these digital currencies are and how you can trade them. Or maybe you want to know different ways you can earn income or grow your own wealth using strategies like investing, staking, mining, or digital real estate. There's literally so many different options to learn and earn, which is what makes this a great area to be involved in. And it's one of the reasons I particularly love it and why I got involved. Or maybe you've come along today because you've heard people in your own network talking about things like Bitcoin, the blockchain, DeFi, AltFi, NFTs, the metaverse, and you're just keen to see what all of those words are about, or more importantly, if there's actually genuine opportunities for you to learn a skill set and get involved in all of this yourself. So I'm going to give you the very simple 10-second explanation of a cryptocurrency just to get us started. So basically, a cryptocurrency is a type of digital currency, usually referred to as a coin or a token, and it exists on blockchain technology. And I know that sounds super confusing right now, but that's okay. That's why we're here. That's why Zach's going to chat to us in a couple of minutes. But the key thing to remember for now is that you can buy, sell, or trade a digital currency in the same way you would like any foreign currency, like the Australian or the US dollar. A couple of key differences though: the crypto market, it's open and able to be traded 24/7, unlike the foreign exchange market, which is only open 5 days a week. So I see that as a great benefit because that means there's more time and flexibility for me and for us in terms of when we can trade and earn. And while the foreign exchange market, we've all heard of it, it's been around for decades, it has a pretty impressive turnover of about $7 trillion a day. The crypto market is this really new, really exciting industry, and it's catching up very quickly. So its turnover is already in excess of $3 trillion a day. So again, heaps of opportunities, and it's a really great early time to be getting involved. So what you're going to hear from Zach tonight, honestly, it's going to be a lot of new information probably, and it might feel a little overwhelming at first, just like anything new would. I know when I first started trading, one of my mentors said to me, it's just like learning a new language. There's all these new words and concepts, and you have to practice to put it all together so it makes sense. But that's where we come in, and we've got this great structured education program with access to a platform, tools, mentorship to help you work through it all, regardless of your background. And that's actually another of the great things about Tradehouse Australia. We all come from these really diverse backgrounds, and you don't need any kind of financial background to get started. Take me, for example. I'm a full-time trader now, but for years I've worked in allied health as an occupational therapist, so completely different industry. I had a really great job on paper, a great salary, but I just wasn't satisfied because I wanted to have more control over how I was spending my time, where I was spending my days, and where I was working from. So I just started, like you guys are. I got on a call, started watching some of the Tradehouse Australia educators on Instagram. Then I got plugged into their education and I saw that I could replicate their results too by following this system. And it worked. Trust me, if you knew me, I have zero aptitude for maths or for numbers. So if I can do this, it's definitely something you can do as well. All right, so today we're going to be talking about DCX. And I know that the crypto world can seem really new and scary, and particularly at the moment, it's something that everyone seems to have an opinion on. But it's also the way that society is moving. So we want to be ready for that. And if you think about it, we've all probably got grandparents or maybe even parents who, for example, they're still paying for things with physical money because that's what they know, that's what they grew up with, and that's what they're comfortable with. Whereas my generation, my friends, cannot remember the last time one of us would have gone into a physical bank. We don't carry cash. To be honest, hardly anyone even carries a card around these days because we can use our phones or even our smartwatches to move our money and to make money. So we can already see just in our lifetime, technology is constantly evolving and it's happening really fast. So all I want you to do today is just encourage you to keep an open mind when you listen to Zach so you can start to consider the changes that are coming and also to start to prepare for them. Okay, so that is definitely enough from me. Now for the source and the part we've all been waiting for. I would absolutely love to introduce you to one of Tradehouse's original co-founders and educators, Zachary Hogan. Zach, he's one of the OGs in our organisation and a real leader in the DCX space. Like I mentioned earlier, he's been trading and investing since 2014. So he is the real deal. And he's been sharing this real life experience with our students for over 4 years now, which is why he's one of our most respected and valued educators on the platform. I know myself, I really love how he educates and works with students because he can really break down the multiple ways you can earn income from crypto, but in these really practical and easy to understand steps and strategies. And as you're going to see in just a few seconds, he's just an all-round great human, and he's really motivated by his students achieving their trading goals. So please get excited. I'm going to hand you over to Zach now to share his wisdom all the way from America. Get out your phones, your notepads, pens, whatever it is to take notes. He's going to take us through our amazing Tradehouse and IM platform and show you some of the ways we can help you earn and grow wealth in this super new and exciting space. So Zach, we are so privileged to have you on the call today. Always excited what you've got to share with us, and over to you.
Hey, I appreciate you so much, Michelle, for really opening up this call and helping the viewers really take the time to be prepared for what it is that I'm going to be going into. Just like you mentioned, I've been involved with this space now for almost 8 years. It's been a journey, to say the least. And through this whole time, there's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of challenges, a lot of breakthroughs. But the one thing that I've really come to realize through this entire opportunity is, number one, the importance of having an open mind. Because what we're going to be talking about right now, this may be the first time that you're even hearing some of these things. So I would highly encourage you to look at this with a different perspective. And secondly, Michelle touched on this very, very briefly, but it's statistically shown that you're not going to remember the vast majority of the information that we discuss. So I would also highly encourage you, have a pen, have some paper, and take notes. And then that way, when you go to converse with whoever shared this training with you, you're going to be able to ask the right questions and get the necessary information that you need to make an educated decision of taking that next step to be even more involved with the digital currency industry. Now, in my time being involved with this space, there's been a lot of stuff that I've been able to learn and experience. And you may be that person right now that's thinking, why crypto? You hear about it, it's talked about on the news, it's becoming such a hot topic of conversation. And you may be someone that feels as if you've already missed out. But I want to let you know that right now, if we were to compare the digital currency industry to something like the stock market in the United States, for example, the digital currency industry is a fraction of the size. We're talking around $3 trillion in comparison to almost $100 trillion over in the stock market. So I want you to realize that there's still so much opportunity for growth. But the vast majority of people that come into this industry without having the right expectations in place and without the proper education often fall victim to making very costly mistakes. And so you're either going to be one of two types of people. This is generally what we see. The first type of person, you're open-minded, you're ready to explore new opportunities, and you see yourself being involved in a very big way. The second type of person, and it's completely okay if you're this type of person as well, you're interested, but you have a lot of questions and you don't necessarily understand what it is that we're even going to be talking about today. Now, my intention as I begin to share my screen and kind of walk you through some of the necessary information that I believe you need to know, the underlying intention, as I mentioned, is to give you that information that I believe you need to make the best decision for you and for your journey, because trust me, even though it may not be easy because of the vast majority of information that's available online, what we've done here with Tradehouse, as well as the Academy, is we've structured things in a condensed, step-by-step way where you're going to get access to your textbook, the classes, as well as the community support. And so I'm really going to do my best to show you all of that right now. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Now, when we think about wealth and why the digital currency industry is something that you need to know about and you need to be educating yourself about, is because there's something called the cash flow quadrant. And if this is your first time hearing about the cash flow quadrant, it's literally 4 different ways of how we make money. And as you can see, the majority of the population falls into one of 2 categories, either being an employee or a self-employed person. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being involved in one of these 2 categories. For quite some time before I got started with trading, I was working in the restaurant industry. I was literally trading my time every single day for money. And I got to this point where I started to realize, man, is this something that I really want to do for the rest of my life? And so as I was thinking about different ways that I could start to make my money work for me, rather than constantly being in this state of trading my time for money, when I started learning about entrepreneurship and systems and how the investors, some of the wealthiest people on our planet, make their money work for them rather than going and trading their hours in exchange for currency, it got me thinking. And I stumbled upon this individual by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. He's a best-selling author. And when he explained how the vast majority of the wealth on this planet is owned by a very small amount of people, that tied in so beautifully to the core of the philosophy that we teach. And when I got introduced to the digital currency industry, let me tell you, it was nothing like what we are seeing today in this moment in history. We are literally living in a time where some of the best performing assets in history are digital currencies. And I want to show you that right now. I've taken the liberty to mark up a green oval on the chart. We're looking at Bitcoin right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to measure the performance from the beginning of 2021 all the way through the end of 2021, just to give you some perspective in how 1 year of time, something like Bitcoin has been one of the best performing asset classes. And so if we go and if we take our measurement tool, we can see that to this day, the market up over 150%. Now, you're not going to see that type of growth by investing your money in the stock market in such a short amount of time. It's very unlikely that you're going to see that type of ROI. And it's the same thing for if you're that type of person that doesn't really know what to do with their cash and just leaves it sitting in the bank. If we go and we take a look at another example, something like Ethereum, one of the second biggest crypto ecosystems that exist right now. Same thing. We can measure out over time and see how in a span of about 1 year, this market is up over 600%. And I want you to realize, again, the digital currency space, it's super tiny right now in this moment. In fact, if we were to go and take a look at something like this website that shows an entire arsenal of all the digital currencies that are out there right now in the market. Sure, you could come here and you could do some research. You could start to get your feet wet, start to understand what the crypto market is, what it's about. But let's be honest, would you rather come in to a website like this and try to do the research by yourself, try to figure out what's a good project, what's a bad project, what are some good things to look for, what are some red flags that may be standing out, and have that greater risk of making a costly mistake? Or compare that to partnering up with people that have been doing this, that have been helping other people learn the skills to do the research, to ask the right questions, and to be shown and guided through the process as well. Right now, crypto, even though we are just scratching the surface of what's possible for this industry, things are going to progress very, very quickly. And so I want you to realize that timing is of the essence. And what I mean by that is we're seeing different parts of the world really take digital currencies and the adoption to the next level. We're seeing places like Mexico really pushing to make crypto go mainstream. We're seeing places like Brazil now recognizing digital currencies as legal tender. So you can buy food, you can buy a house, you can buy a car if you're living in Brazil with digital currencies. And it doesn't just stop there. In 2021, we saw El Salvador come out and start purchasing large amounts of Bitcoin to literally take that and go and create a Bitcoin city. They want to be one of the first places in the world that is specifically focused on the evolution of digital currencies. And it doesn't just stop there. We've even seen places like Miami, where the mayor has come out and said that they are going to be giving people who live in Miami dividends in Bitcoin just for being good, law-abiding citizens that pay their taxes, that contribute to society. And so the question is, as these trends are developing, and as you see all of this progressing at such a fast rate, to the point where brands like the NBA have literally gone and partnered with some of the biggest digital currency exchanges in the entire world. Are you going to sit there and watch and wait as this trend develops? Or are you going to be that person that says, you know what? Even though I don't know much in this very moment in time, I understand that when I look at the reason of why crypto is something that has so much potential to grow, the various ways that you can be involved, whether you're trading crypto, investing in crypto, mining crypto, loaning it out, staking, investing in nodes. purchasing digital real estate, or even going as far as generating a part-time or even a full-time income through blockchain-based gaming, there are infinite possibilities. And the best thing about the digital currency world is that you don't have to limit yourself to only buying things and holding it. You can actually make money as the markets are going down. And so this is one of the reasons why I truly believe this industry in particular is incredibly exciting. And the question is, again, are you going to be that person that sits back, watches, and waits while the trend is developing and continue to miss out on the opportunities? Or are you that person that recognizes that we are living in a time where one of the largest wealth transfers since the Industrial Revolution is in the process of happening? Do you want a piece of that pie? Do you want to be one of those people that can look back and say, thank you, past self. Thank you for taking action, for getting educated, and for allowing yourself to really dive in to this exciting industry. And what I want to do right now is I want to show you a little bit of a glimpse to what exactly you'll be getting by partnering up with the Tradehouse in our academy, because our education is specifically designed for the newest person. Even if you have knowledge, there's a lot of value that you're going to receive too. But if you are somebody that's brand new, there are really three key components that we've created to help you get the most out of your educational experience. First and foremost, your textbooks. We have a number of courses that have been structured step by step to walk you through the process of being able to learn on a variety of topics and then start to then apply that information and get direct feedback in the second key component, which is our classes. And right now I've got the interface up for the Go Live platform. And this is one of my favorite features because as you're learning, you're bound to have questions. We don't expect you to know everything. We don't expect you to have all the answers. But what if there was a way where, regardless of if you just got started or if you've been studying for a while, if at any point in time you had a question, you'd be able to come in and tune into a live class environment with a number of different educators that go live every day of the week. And the best part is that each of these qualified educators, not only do they specialize in specific topics, but every single session that is hosted, it's actually recorded. And so even if you can't make it live, or if you have to hop off of a classroom early, or if you show up a little bit late, you can actually go back and rewatch the sessions time after time after time until you finally have that breakthrough and realize, wow, I get it. And you have the ability to then progress to that next stage. Now, the third component of what we offer to really make this as simple as possible for you is we actually have a variety of different tools and scanners and resources. And the way that I like to think about these, it's almost like having a virtual assistant. Now, what we're looking at right now is the Swipe Coin app. And the reason why I love it so much is because if you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of free time in the day, maybe you have kids, maybe you're working, maybe you're in school, or whatever else it is that takes up your time, and you find yourself with a very limited amount of hours to invest into your education, apps like SwipeCoin have your back. Because what they do is they allow you to spend your precious time learning, but as you're getting educated, you actually have the ability to plug in with some of the best educators in the entire world. and be shown various ideas before and after the moves happen, so that you can then start to contemplate what the educators are looking at, and they do the work, well, most of the work for you. Now, this, in my opinion, is the icing on the cake, because even though I mentioned that we have 3 key pillars, you get the textbooks, right? Your courses that are going to walk you step by step the entire way. You get your classes where you can come into a friendly environment, get your questions answered, learn in real time, and potentially even take some of the same trades that the educators are taking by leveraging the tools, the scanners, and the platform. What I want to do right now is I want to actually pass it back to Michelle in just a moment so that she can give you an inside look at the community. And this, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful things that we have, because no matter what your background is, no matter what your level of experience is, no matter what it is that you want to learn or why it is that you got started, we have people from all different backgrounds, all different levels of experience that have been doing this for varying amounts of time, that are willing to help and willing to answer your questions and guide you to the resources that are going to help take you to that next level. And so as I go ahead and pass it back to Michelle, I want to leave you with this. I mentioned this earlier, but are you that person that's going to continue to watch, continue to wait, and see the opportunity pass you by? Or are you that person that even if you have questions, you now realize that you have people, the person that shared this training with you, that are willing to help give you the necessary information that you need to make an educated decision to start actually progressing with your knowledge and implementation for the digital currency industry. I'm very excited for you, and I'm grateful that I had a little bit of time to just open your mind and show you some of the different possibilities that we have in place to get you to that next level. And so with that being said, thank you again. I'm going to go ahead now and pass it to you, Michelle, so you can give everybody an inside look at the community that we have. And in my opinion, this is like one of my favorite things.
Thank you, Zach. See what I mean, everyone? These are the incredible educators and traders that we have access to each and every day through Tradehouse Australia. And like Zach said, you can go in live to their sessions, or you can watch the recorded session. So it is totally flexible and fits in around, you know, your life and your other commitments. Yeah, so thank you, Zach. That was really powerful and a huge amount of knowledge you've shared with us all. I know I'm always learning something new on your calls, and that's another great part of Tradehouse Australia in our community. We're all students, we're all constantly learning, regardless of where we're at in our trading journey. In what you spoke about just then, I really love the perspective you showed, like showing the growth that we've seen with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and how that compares with the return on investment you might get with more traditional investments, like just putting your savings in a bank. I think that's really like food for thought for people to take away and consider. And I also love that you mentioned that we can make money regardless of whether the crypto market is going up or going down. I mean, what a crazy time to be alive when we have these opportunities, literally from our laptop or our smartphone. The other great takeaway I took from that was that it's so good to know that the digital currency industry is just getting started. So there's still heaps of time for us all to get involved and make the most of it. So before we wrap up today, in addition to what Zach showed you with the IM platform, I also just want to run you through the Tradehouse Australia Discord server, so you've got an idea of the full range of tools that we've got available for you on your trading journey. So I'm just going to share my screen with you now. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got the Tradehouse Australia Discord, and what we've done is broken down our server into these really easy to navigate channels. So when you first join Tradehouse community, what you do is come to this beginners tab, and we have what we call here our Tradehouse Australia blueprint. And this is a really simple, easy to follow step-by-step guide that will take you through all your education, the things Zach was talking to us about just then. We've also got extra resources here that our mentors and top traders have recorded. So things like how to navigate the platform if you need a little bit more assistance, how to get the most out of your education. So all these are really designed just to help you work through this process and for us to guide you the whole way through. And as you progress on your trading journey, you've got things like the trading chat. So like I was saying, the Tradehouse is a community. We're really supportive and engaged. And we have, resources like this. You can actually mark up your charts, put them into this chat, and you can get feedback from our top traders, from mentors, from the community to really help refine your trading ideas, your trading plan. We've also got heaps of other things which you'll have time to work through yourself, but just quickly, trading psychology, massive part of being a successful and profitable trader. So again, here we've got resources for you to access directly. Personal development, like we said, we're trying to become better people overall, change our mindset. So again, here, mentors, top traders have gone through and put in a range of different resources for you, be it if you learn best from podcasts, ebooks, YouTubes, we have you covered. So this is the general Tradehouse Australia Discord, which you'll all have access to. What's super exciting is we also have a Tradehouse Australia DCX or crypto specific Discord. So you'll see here, we've set it up, same channels to make it super easy for you to navigate. But what's really good is if you're in the crypto space, depending on what you're interested in, if you're trading, for example, if you're more interested in accumulating wealth, you can come into these specific channels, get more information, share ideas, engage with the community about those areas that are really important for you. Maybe you're really interested in NFTs. Maybe you want to discuss some of the different platforms that you can purchase and trade NFTs. Or maybe you're interested in decentralized finance or different large or low cap coins or projects. Like Zach was saying, there's so many ways to earn and trade within crypto. It's a really, really exciting space for us all to be involved in. Okay, so what I wanted to say after that great call with Zach was just to say, if you're all feeling a little overwhelmed with all that information he shared, that is totally okay. Remember, like I said at the beginning, Zach is really one of our OG educators. He's been in this space for nearly 8 years. So he's had time to develop and refine his skills. And so while he's at a different point in his trading journey compared to you and me right now, every one of us, even Zach, even though I know it's hard to believe after that, was once in your position as a beginner. And that is the complete total reason why we have the Tradehouse Australia. It's why we run calls like this and why the education, the community, the tools, the mentorship are all in place. So you can have live direct access to Zach and other educators of the same caliber on the Go Live platform he just showed us multiple times per week. And like Zach said, all the calls are recorded. So you can use those recordings and all of these other tools we've showed you to develop as a trader and grow your own income and wealth. So we're going to wrap up very shortly. I just wanted to say thank you all for your time today. Hopefully you're feeling really excited and interested about DCX and all the opportunities it can offer to you. Like Zach was saying, we're really moving into this new digital world. And if we aren't able to evolve and adapt to that, we're going to be left behind. And that's not something we want to happen to any of us. Having said that, if the DCX space isn't for you, that's also fine. We at the Tradehouse Australia, we want to work with people who are engaged and hungry and looking for that change that our community is all about. So if this isn't the vehicle for you to do that, we really hope you find something that does work for you. If you are interested in DCX, like we clearly are, please remember that the information that Zach shared with you today doesn't have any power unless you apply it. So if you are keen to know more or get involved or have any questions, please reach out. I suggest you get back in touch with the person who recommended you to watch this call and also check out the Tradehouse Australia Instagram page. Like Zach said at the beginning, statistically, it's impossible to remember all the information that we went through today, but that's where we come in. We're here to help. We're here to answer the questions you will no doubt have so you can take the next step. We really want to partner with you and guide you through this industry because we love the DCX space and we want to do whatever we can to help you get started and also be an early adopter of crypto and the digital currency industry. So thank you again for your time. We really, really appreciate it and we look forward to seeing you soon in our community.